So we absolutely crushed it once again, and we ended up going 7 for 9 on the day with many multiple 100% profit returns. I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we ended up making today inside of Team Roar. First things first, let's get straight into the money making information. So in terms of the SPY, tonight's game plan is going to be very simple to make money. So what I want you to understand is, first things first, if we are opening up flat, right? So the SPY ended up closing at 601.78. It closed at the gap. I made it very, very clear. Once we close the gap, it's going to start to have a reversal. This is now the second day in a row where the SPY ended up selling off once it closed the gap. It ended up selling off during the extended hours trading session when it filled the gap. And then once it filled during the normal hour trading session, you can see right here when we saw these red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, the SPY began to have a gap close reversal. With that being said, what I want you to understand is the following. If we are opening up at the previous closing price on a flat open, it's going to be make or break. If we're reacting bullish, you can try to buy calls. If we're reacting bearish, you can try to buy puts. Now, in terms of a flat open, it is better off to be buying call options at oversold levels. So in terms of the levels that I would consider oversold if we are opening up flat would be these higher levels. This is what I would want you to keep an eye on. I would want you to keep an eye on this make or break level towards this 598.50. You can see right here, very, very strong support at 598.80. And you can also see right here, previous resistance, break and retest to react as a support level towards this 598 zone. So if the SPY is opening up flat, then you can look for dip buying opportunities at the oversold levels. Now, if the SPY is gapping down, so you can see right here, we're currently trading at 599, is currently attempting to have a gap down. In that particular situation, the main focus is going to be to wait for a dip buying opportunity at more oversold levels. So the oversold levels are going to change if we're opening up with a gap down. So the lower levels that I would keep your eyes on would be the following. It would be towards this 594.50. Very, very strong support right here. You can see previous resistance in extended hours, had a strong breakdown, came crashing back down, break and retest, previous resistance to react as a support, higher floor, explodes back up, explodes back up. So in terms of the normal trading hours session, this 594.50 is going to be a strong level of interest to be buying call options if we are opening up with a gap down. Now, in terms of the next zone, below that, it's going to be the following. It's going to be towards this 591. 591 to 589 is going to be the next dip buying zone. 591.50, 591, 589, in between that zone, right? So I gave you two zones in terms of if we're opening up with a gap down, and then I gave you one zone if we're opening up with a flat open to be buying call options. And then the previous closing price on a flat open is make or break. So if you're going to trade at that level, you need to determine if it's reacting bullish or bearish, right? Make sure you are using strong bullish 30-minute candlestick patterns, strong bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations. I mean, take a look at this pattern right here. You can see once the SPY closed the gap, it had a big sell-off. Once the SPY closed the gap, red bearish 30-minute candlestick facing to the upside starts to drop. Retest, red bearish 30-minute candlestick facing to the upside starts to drop, right? And in terms of this overall pattern, we use this pattern to absolutely crush it on call options during power hour. You can see right here a red candlestick facing to the downside on the 30-minute chart. Next 30 minutes, strong and bullish. Red 30-minute candlestick facing to the downside. Next 30 minutes, strong and bullish. Previous resistance, react to support. We use this pattern today to buy call options multiple times on the break and retest, because in terms of today's overall price action, whenever this 30-minute candlestick facing to the downside was forming at some sort of higher support, previous resistance, break and retest levels. Next 30 minutes would be bullish. Next 30 minutes would be bullish. And then as you can see, it's forming higher support, previous resistance, react to support, break and retest. Next 30 minutes is bullish. Buying call options on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick when this one closes red and bearish. Now, in terms of the previous closing price, like I said, it's make or fucking break on a flat open. So give it some time if you want to trade at that level. Determine if it's reacting bullish or bearish. If you're not getting the reactions or confirmations you want, then wait to buy calls at the oversold levels. And then in terms of puts, let's discuss puts. So if the SPY ends up gapping up, if we end up opening much higher than 602, the main focus is going to be buying put options towards the open. I would wait about 30 minutes to 1 hour. So in terms of like the patterns that I'm seeing, I'm seeing multiple different patterns, man. I'm going to walk you through this, man. There is so many similarities. So you can see right here, we had this big gap down. The SPY started to sell off. We had this big gap down. The SPY started to sell off. It exploded back up to close the gap. It exploded back up to close the gap. Once the gap filled, it started to sell off. So in terms of like where we're kind of at with this overall pattern, there's just so many possibilities that can potentially play out. So make sure you're using the confirmations at the levels. But I mean, you can see right here, in terms of this overall crunch, if you just look at like this double retest crunch, previous closing price is make or break. If we're seeing strong wicks forming at that previous closing price, if we drop under, strong wicks forming at that previous closing price, break and retest, we're going to be buying call options in that situation. This is one potential, situation that can play out. I want you to just compare these overall like 2 days worth of price actions, because I'm showing you what can potentially happen. Once the pattern forms and once we get the confirmations at that level, we're going to have a much better understanding on how to react to this accordingly, because there's multiple things that can occur. So we're waiting for the right pattern and the perfect confirmation at the following levels that I gave you, right? So if, we're gapping up and then previous closing price reacts bullish, you could try to buy calls. If we're gapping up and you're seeing red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, so you see the crunch right here, you see the crunch right here, you see the crunch right here. If we're gapping up and you're seeing some resistance forming, some red bearish 30-minute candlesticks confirmations forming, ideally past 10 a.m., give it some time for the chart to develop, then you can try put options. And the levels for puts that you should keep an eye on would be like this 604, 605, 608, right? Just look for a potential gap up, and then we drop back down to fill the gap below, and then that's make or break, right? And then in terms of other situations, like I said, if we're gapping down, is gonna start to drop. If we're gapping down, is gonna start to drop, and then bullish recovery, and then bullish recovery. So those are the main patterns that I'm seeing. Use the overall levels. Understand the previous closing price is make or break. If it reacts bearish, try puts. If it reacts bullish, try calls. If we're having a nice gap up, wait for opportunities on puts. I would not be interested in playing a gap and go heading into tomorrow. I would look for an opportunity on puts, and then I would focus on calls towards the lower levels that I gave you, including the previous closing price, and then the two other zones below that. That is the game plan. So I want you to use those levels, use those patterns, use that information to be printing at the speed of light heading into tomorrow, man. I'm telling you, this is going to play out and work out phenomenal. Now that we went over the game plan, let's get into all the fucking wins and into today's overall education and breakdown of the overall chart. So I'm going to break everything down here for you. So first things first, we're going to get into the trades. As you can see right here inside of Team Roar, you have access to a real-time zero-date options trading alert system. Every single day, we are trading real-time zero-date options, right? With that being said, the contracts are extremely cheap, extremely low risk. We're known for trading these contracts throughout all periods of day. Market open, middle of the day, and power hour. Best times to really be trading them are going to be towards market open and power hour. So let's get into the morning trades. So, like I said, we ended up going 7 for 9. And in terms of yesterday, the first two wins, you could have made 1,000% plus. So everyone should be up massively. If you are inside of Team Roar, make sure that you do not give back your gains and profits. Now, with that being said, man, let's buy 602 SPY calls for 66 cents a contract at 9:53 a.m. So if you go to 9:53 a.m., you are going to see this is where we ended up buying those 602 calls. So we ended up buying those 602 calls right here towards the exact lows. And they quickly went from 60s straight up to 120. So in that particular situation, you should have made a 100% plus return. There was no big pullback until the contracts were up 100%. So you set the profit stops, move the profit stops up higher, get stopped out for overall profits. And then in terms of later on throughout the day, they did end up going to 140 before they ended up dropping all the way down to 3 cents. There was multiple dip buying opportunities from our entry where you could have literally made 100% multiple times throughout the day on 602 calls. That was a very successful start to the overall day. So in terms of the morning session, when you are green on the morning session, you should be more than green enough, even if you are starting light, to call it for the day. One big win or two small wins in a row, you should be green enough to walk away. If you choose to keep on trading, the most you risk is 25 to 50% of your overall gains. If you end up giving back 25 to 50% of your gains, you have to force yourself to stop trading, because then you're going to be exposing yourself from going green to red on the day, which is not an option in terms of surviving within the overall market. Now, in terms of the next trade, let's get into it. So as you can see right here, we ended up getting in on 603 calls at 11:03 a.m., right? So in terms of 603 calls at 11:03 a.m., this is where we ended up getting in, right here. And as soon as we got in the calls, they quickly went to 90 cents. 60 to 90 is a 50% profit return. You should have been stopped out in the 80-cent range. That right there is another win. That is two massive wins in a row for the morning trading session. Now, in terms of the next trade, you're going to see right here, we ended up buying 6060 SPX calls at 11:59 a.m. They quickly went from 135 to 150. In terms of this overall trade, it was basically an L in a sense. You know, this trade just didn't work out to an extent. But like I said, man, two wins before that. So if you choose to keep on trading, losing is a personal choice, because you have to have risk management 101, and you decide on how much you want to risk, whether that's 25 to 50% if you want to keep on trading, not that you have to. In terms of multi-millionaire traders, a lot of them tend to trade all fucking day, right? If you've truly mastered the overall markets, you start to learn how to trade during all time sessions. Now, in terms of my personal trading session, when I trade best, it's during the middle of the day and power hour. I like to wait until later in the day. Market open session has never really been for me. I will take and follow some of the trades inside of Team Roar in the market open session, because they tend to print non-fucking stop like fucking crazy. And if they don't work out, I could just trade during the middle of the day and power hour, make it all back and more, right? But with that being said, man, one of the best parts about Team Roar is you can literally just call it within the first 30 minutes trading from the market open. Now, let's get into the next trade. So, as you can see right here, 12:16 p.m., we ended up getting in 598 SPY puts for 50 cents a contract. So if you go to 12:16 p.m., you're going to see right here 598 SPY puts. This is where we ended up buying puts. We ended up buying puts right here. 2 minutes, nice little pullback. You could be getting in on these dips in the mid 40 cents. They quickly went from 45 cents to 80 cents. That is another phenomenal win where you're stopped out in the mid 70 cent range. Now, let's get into the next trade. So in terms of the next trade, you're going to see right here, we ended up getting in on 602 SPY calls for 57 cents a contract at 12:44 p.m. So if we go back to 602 SPY calls, again, this was the trade that we ended up taking towards the market open. As you could see, we trade all fucking day inside of Team fucking Roar. Now, if you go to 602 calls at 12:44 p.m., man, this is where we ended up getting in. Remember how earlier into the day, we bought these calls towards the exact fucking lows right here, and they went from 60 to 120? Well, we did the same exact fucking trade back to back on the same fucking day. Who the fuck do you know is printing like this at the speed of fucking light every single fucking day, making multiple 100% profit returns on SPY and SPX contracts, which adds up to 1,000% plus days? You can have days inside of Team Roar where you make collectively, with all the trades combined, over 1,000%. If you make 1,000% in gains, that means you could have 9 consecutive losses in a row and still be profitable in that particular situation. With this overall system, the win rate does not matter, but as you can see, In terms of this day, we ended up going 7 for 9. We have the highest win rate in the game, and we are making the biggest percentage gains in the market trading far out of the money 0-date options. So this is where we ended up getting in the trade in the 55-cent range, right? This quickly went to 70 cents. And then later, throughout the day, it quickly went to 110 cents. Another 100% plus gainer. Now, with that being said, if you go to the next, and you could see, man, literally everything was mapped out. Like I said, this is a real-time 0-date options train alert system, expecting a play to go in the fucking money. Surely enough, it did go in the fucking money, man. Calling everything out 100% in real time. These are the option quote prices moving in real fucking time. You don't even have to check the fucking option chain. And we tell you exactly where to add to the position, because you guys are well aware, we like to add to winners. We don't like adding to losers. When we're down 50% plus on a play, if there's an opportunity, we simply buy a second strike. The second strike is going to print a lot more than the first strike, but both of the strikes tend to work out, man. So we add to winners, we avoid adding to losers. When we're down big on a play percentage-wise, we hold that trade, and we tend to sell it for an overall win. If the trade goes green, we set a profit stop, we're stopped out for profits, right? And then we like to add to winners to increase the winnings, because when we're up a little bit, 5-20% is small percentage gains for us. I know there's a lot of other groups out there who trade in the money options, and they aim for 5 to 20% gains, and they use stop losses. Like I said, we do the complete opposite of what everyone else is doing. We are buying the cheapest, low-risk contracts that have the biggest percentage gains in the market, and we are making the biggest percentage returns. And options give you options, but far out of the money options give you the most and unlimited options, because these contracts are so fucking cheap, and the gains are so fucking big percentage-wise, and we hold for the big wins and sell deep in the money. With that being said, we don't need to use a stop loss. We just put in our entire position size as our max risk per trade. Most we lose is what we put into the contracts. What we put into the contracts is our max risk per trade, couple percent of your account, right? And then we quickly add to winners. One small winning move in our favor, set the profit stop, move the profit stop up higher, and it fucking prints like fucking crazy, man. So don't go adding to losers. Hold the loser when you're green and the dead play comes back to life. A dead play is a play that drops 50% plus. Then, if it comes back to life, you fucking set the profit stop, you get stopped out for profit. Leave runners, sell runners in the money, right? But when we're down 50% plus on a play, we tend to buy a second strike. The second strike tends to be timed a lot better, like you saw in last night's analysis. And for those of you in Team Ron experienced it, that second fucking strike that we bought on the fucking calls, right? The first one was a dead play that came back to life from like 27 cents to 100, something like that. The second fucking strike went fucking insane, man. So we don't add to losers. When we're down, we buy a second strike. When we're up, we add to the fucking winner, right? Very, very simple. Set the profit stops to ensure you don't go green to red on the trade. Now, 6045 SPX calls for 180 cents a contract. You really have to ask yourself, what other secured private organization do you know of is trading and winning this much in this fucking big every single fucking day? For $10,000 wired to your fucking trading account. Who the fuck do you know is doing this, man? There's not a single private organization out there that is having days where they're having 10 plus fucking wins with multiple 100% profit returns, 1,000% profit returns with the highest win rate in the game. Do you understand? We're the greatest to ever fucking do this. As you can see, we ended up buying 6045 SPX calls. We trade SPY, we trade SPX, sometimes we trade stocks. You know, for stocks, preferably when the 0 dates are on Friday, right? But it's mainly SPY and SPX. But you'll see some stock plays every once in a while. Alibaba, Amazon, Tesla, you'll see them, right? But we focus on the biggest percentage gains with the cheapest, lowest risk contracts. Cheap means low risk. We're paying less to make more. The less you pay, the bigger percentage potential gains. And that means since you're paying less, you put in less, which exposes you to less fucking risk. Less risk, remove the stop loss. If the play doesn't work out, that means the contracts expire worthless to go zero, and they never went green enough, which has to be like 15% plus to set the fucking profit stop. We're playing a unique trading system that we've created that nobody else is fucking doing within the fucking market, man. So as you can see, 1:14 p.m., 6045 SPX calls. So you go to 6045 SPX calls at 1:14 p.m. Look at this. We bought these calls at the exact fucking lows. Do you see how many times we bought fucking calls at the exact fucking lows? Do you understand? Multi-fucking millionaires with decades of fucking experience. There's no way possible to fucking outperform us or beat us. It's simply not fucking possible, man. Look at the fucking trade. We are in at the exact fucking lows. That matters. That fucking entry, that makes all the fucking difference, man. From fucking 160 all the way down to fucking, all the way up to 400. And the pullback wasn't big enough until it went up to 400. You could have made 150% plus. Profit stopped out right here in a 300 cent range. Who the fuck do you know is doing this, man? Non-fucking stop, unlimited fucking winning. Who the fuck do you know is showing you this? Nobody, man. I'm telling you, we're the only fucking secure private organization on the fucking planet who is printing at this fucking caliber. Now, if you go to the next trade, you're going to see, man. Let's get straight into it, man. What the fuck? Who the fuck? Somebody fucking thumbs that shit down? Man, these people, man. You're not fucking satisfied with fucking 150 to fucking 300 and then it goes to fucking 400? What the fuck are people thumbsing the fucking thing down for? Anyways, man, in terms of the next trade, 600 SPY puts for 42 cents a contract. So at 3:02 p.m., this overall trade did not work out, which is okay. Because like I said, we went 7 for fucking 9, and before the fucking L's, we already had many massive fucking wins. So as long as you're not a fucking degenerate and you use proper risk management, it doesn't fucking matter how many fucking L's we have after all the fucking wins in a fucking row. Do you understand? Now, in terms of the next fucking trade, let's get into it, man. So, power hour trading session. As you can see, we ended up buying 6040 SPX calls for 80 cents a contract at 3:52 p.m. If you go to 3:52 p.m., you are going to visibly see that we are the fucking best option traders on the fucking planet. Do you understand how many fucking times we bought SPY and SPX calls at the fucking lows today, man? Look at this. Right here. This is 3:52 fucking p.m. You have 1 fucking minute to get in on the fucking calls. The calls go from fucking 50 cents all the way to fucking 200 in 2 fucking minutes. This is why you have to have your option chains open and fucking ready. If you know how to trade during power fucking hour and you have the chain open and fucking ready and you have the market order ready to fucking go and you're not fucking around on some shitty fucking broker, you get in on the fucking trade. It instantly goes up 200 fucking %. Your profit stopped out. And it happened twice and it went higher on the second time. It went to 270. So right fucking here, you're fucking stopped out for over 100%. Now, surely enough, we got back in, right? We got back in on that trade again. Of course we did. Because you're well aware I'm the power hour fucking king. So I called out the second fucking play with the same fucking strike, man. Now, let's get into it. So, in terms of my one trade for the day, you guys are well aware, I focus on trading power hour trading session. That's when I trade best. This was the one trade that I ended up making on the day. Same exact strike, different fucking time. The trade before this, we already ran up 100% plus. We made the same exact fucking trade at the fucking lows, back to fucking back within the span of 8 fucking minutes, man. Who the fuck do you know is doing this every single fucking day, man? Do you understand? Nobody is fucking showing you this because they don't have this. This is a real-time zero-day options trading alert system where we print money non-fucking stop in the best fucking way possible within the fucking market. Now, 3:57 p.m., let's buy SPX, the 6040 calls at 85 cents. When I got in on this trade, they quickly dropped to 50 cents. Many people had the opportunity to get in below my entry at 60 fucking cents. Look at this, 3:57 p.m. Right here, 3:57 p.m. Back to fucking back at the exact fucking lows. Who the fuck do you know is doing this? This fucking trade went from 45 fucking cents all the way to 250 fucking cents, man. A 500% plus potential fucking gainer at the speed of fucking light within 2 fucking minutes. So, those are the fucking trades. That's what we did inside of our secured private organization. One fucking trade, you can easily make back the cost of the monthly fucking subscription. Here's the deal, man. We have many multi-millionaires inside of our secured private organization. You get access to a real-time zero-day options trading alert system that is going to outperform every single private organization that you know of, along with every fucking trader that you know of. At the end of the day, we are the best to trade zero-day options. You are not going to find anyone out there or any other group out there that trades better than us. This is our skill set. This is what we mastered. We have many traders who are making $500 a day. We have many traders who are making $1,000 a day. We have many traders who are making 5 figures a week, 5 figures a week, up to 6 figures a month. We have some members who make over 6 figures a month trading fucking options, man. I'm telling you, every single fucking day, the results are here. And I see the same members. Look at this, man. Wonka has been on an absolute fucking tear, man. Look at this. He's up over $10,000 on the overall day. I'm telling you, we have people in here. There's a lot of traders in here who have over six fucking figures, man. Look at this. $10,000 profit, 20% return on 20% return on the overall account, right? So you're gonna see, man, it's unlimited fucking printing, it's unlimited fucking winning. Losing and being red is a personal fucking choice. If you're inside of Team fucking Roar, man, you're gonna see nobody out there on the fucking planet is doing this. As you can see, this is a live Webull account. That symbol right there means it's a live account. If that symbol is a PM, that means it's paper traded, right? Now, with that being said, this is fucking phenomenal, man. Nice quick 30% gain there. Remember, just joined. I'm telling you, we have a lot of people in here, not just medium to large accounts, but with small accounts. This is the only way, man. If you have a small account, why wouldn't you optimize for a strategic trading system? What better can you possibly do than trading zero-date far out of the money option contracts? You're not going to get any growth with shares. You're not going to get any growth within the money options. And in the money options makes no fucking sense if you learn how to master far out of the money options. So what we do is we buy cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts. We're known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. Background to the system, we don't use stop losses. You put in your max risk per trade, your entire position size as your max risk per trade. If the contract goes to zero, expires worthless, you lose your max risk. If your contracts go up 15% plus, you set a profit stop, move the profit stop up higher, and then you get stopped out for fucking profits. Leave runners, sell the runners deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. Add two winners to increase the winning. Set the profit stop to ensure you don't go green to red. Move the profit stop up higher to ensure you don't get back to bulk of the gains. Leave runners to sell deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. We don't add to losses. When we're down 50% on a play, we hold it. If it doesn't go green, we lose on the play. Vast majority of the time, the play always goes green. We're trading the trend. We have the entire day to hold the fucking contracts. If you're using the right broker, you have up until 4:15 p.m. with SPY, not SPX, if you're using the right fucking broker, right? So again, make sure you're using the right fucking brokers. Look into Schwab, look in, to Thinkorswim, right? That's the main broker that we recommend to be trading zero-date far money option contracts. But at the end of the day, man, this isn't just real-time alerts. This is a strategic options trading alert system that is designed to make everyone money in the cheapest, lowest risk way possible to make the biggest percentage gains. That means in terms of the system and the trading style that we've optimized for in terms of trading with real money, this is the best fucking way to fucking trade. It's not penny stocks, it's not shares, it's not in the money fucking options. And the beauty of the system is, like I said, there's no fucking stop losses. It's very stress-free to take a trade knowing you can make more than a 3R multiple. You can risk one in terms of your 1R multiple. It's everything you put into the contract. If the contract expires worthless and goes to zero, you lose 1R. In terms of your reward, you can make unlimited rewards, unlimited R multiples. You can make, typically the plays are at least at the bare minimum a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. It's just the beauty of trading this way is, you have the entire day for the trade to go within your favor. It's unlimited profit potential. It's very cheap. It's very, very low risk. And there's no stop losses. Basically, the way you lose is if the trade doesn't go green and the contracts expire worthless, right? Vast majority of the time, the trade goes fucking green. You set the profit stop, move the profit stop up higher. Sometimes you're going to get profit stopped out and miss out on some gains. And then sometimes it's just going to be a smooth fucking ride up and you get the bulk of those gains before, once that pullback hits, right? The point is, man, this is the best system that you can possibly optimize for. We have many, many members inside of Team Roar. Team Roar is absolutely massive. And we have hundreds of members who've been with us from the start, from the absolute start. And I'm telling you, man, we have a lot of people in here who are making $500 to $1,000 plus a day trading far out of the money zero-day options, man. And for those of you who do trade with prop firms, when we're buying calls, you could be going long. When we're buying puts, you could be going short. Just understand, in terms of our style, we don't use stop losses. So in terms of if you want to be able to hold with us in that particular situation, make sure that in terms of what you're risking, you can afford to do that. That's just the one thing I'd have to say about that. But like I said, man, this is what we mastered. This is what we trade. We know how to trade price action. We've been doing this for over a fucking decade, and we've chosen to focus on zero-date options. That's what we've chose to focus on. In terms of trading with real money, this is the best possible asset class and system you can possibly be trading and optimizing for. There is no stop losses. If the trade doesn't go green, you lose 1R multiple. Think about it like that. We increase the wins by adding to winners. If the trade is down 50% plus, we hold it, and we buy a second strike. Vast majority of the time, tends to go up like fucking crazy. Size in a little bit bigger on that second strike. Think of it as adding, right? Both of the plays tend to work out. We trade the fucking trend. So listen, man, if you want to experience something out of this fucking world, you're not going to be able to find anything like this. It's the first link down below within the description. First link down below within the description, you gain access to our community, our secure private organization. You gain access to a real-time zero-day options trade alert system. You really have to ask yourself, man, who the fuck do you know is doing this? This amount of printing at the speed of fucking light, unlimited fucking winning, this many fucking wins every single fucking day. It's like, dude, if you go on any other fucking channel out there, they're not going to show you this, man. Do you understand? We've acquired the best real-time zero-day options trading alert system on the fucking planet, man. And I would encourage you to optimize for this overall style of trading and system, because I'm telling you, especially with small account, and rich people prefer this style as well, because rich people want to pay less, risk less to make more money. And why the fuck would we have a stop loss? There's no need for a stop loss. The trades have unlimited profit fucking potential, man. So I'm trying to put you on to the game. Like I said, we have hundreds of members who've been here from the start, and they've chosen to, focus on mastering this because they see there's something here, and they see there's a lot to gain from this. And this is what they've chosen in terms of mastering, this type of trading style. And a lot of them are making, $500 to $1,000 a day, but they've understood that there's multimillionaires out there. And at the end of the day, man, a lot of these people are anonymous. They don't want to be known. And it's just understanding that there's people out there who have a lot of experience, who are smarter than you, who have been trained for over a fucking decade. It's like, yeah, you can be self-sufficient, but at the end of the day, it's like, you're not going to be able to get to this type of level. It's going to take like a fucking decade. It's going to take a lot of fucking work to think you can get to this type of level. You have to sacrifice and basically give every fucking thing, man. And for some people, they'll just never get it because trading's just not for everyone, man. Our group is very real. A lot of people who join, some of them realize that trading's just not for them, and that's completely fine. And then there's a lot of people who realize, wait a second, this is for me, and this is something I can focus on and master on, and they get better. They get better by trading alongside us, and they're making money and they're printing at the speed of light. Our format is not going to work for every single one, but at the end of the day, I give you the opportunity to make money before you even join the program. And then once you join the program, you can literally make back the fee within the first fucking day. So it's just one of those situations, man, where I'm telling you, it should basically be a requirement for any of you who are trading to at least try and experience this once to see if it's for you, because there's literally nothing to fucking lose. You gain experience, you are gaining access to the best fucking trades you're ever gonna see on the fucking planet. And you're going to become a better trader by trading alongside us, by seeing how we execute the trading plans in real fucking time, man. And like I said, you're just not going to be able to find better traders out there. I'm telling you, man, like the fucking trades are fucking insane, man. Who the fuck do you know is doing this, man? This is a real-time fucking system. These are option quote prices moving in real time, when to add, when to set profit stops, set fucking profit stops to generate. It's like, dude, who the fuck do you know is doing this, man? Like, let's be fucking real. Look at the fucking results. Look at the fucking gains. Look at the fucking system. Everything's working in real fucking time, man. So, if you're serious about making money, it's the first link down below within the description. This week, we are on absolute fucking fire. The vibe inside the community is very positive. It's very, very positive. And I'm telling you, in terms of the trades, man, the trades have been unfucking real, man. This whole fucking week has been absolutely fucking insane already. And it's only fucking Tuesday. So don't go giving back all your fucking gains. I know a lot of you have been fucking killing it, man. I mean, Wonka, fucking $10,000 today. It's like, don't go giving back your fucking gains, man. You need to understand, this fucking week, we've been on an absolute fucking tear and the gains have been fucking massive. So, focus on ending the week strong in the green and secure those gains that you've made, right? Don't go risking all your fucking gains. So, we're going to absolutely crush it tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a very simple day. We're going to crush it. It's going to be a great day to be trading with us. It's the first link down below in the description if you would like to join us.